Jay-Z.
What's up, niggas? Hey, yo, I know you ain't talking about me, dog. You?
Is behind the AU. What's her name, Dinez?
Dr. Ericana.
She says, she's talking about the Wakanda One Village project.
Right.
If sister has a email address, I'll send her this article. But she says the project targets Africans in the diaspora who want to help build the continent to the level they want it to be. You know, when you talk about a good Africa or returning home, many people say, well, Africa is not what I'm used to. And to that I always tell them, then build the home you want. She added, we don't even realize we are on an autopilot waiting for the white man to build this civilization for us. So we are taking our destiny into our own hands and creating something built for and by the people of the African diaspora. She described the village as a place to which those who left Africa, either by choice or by force, would hopefully want to return. And Zambia and I believe Zimbabwe have already dedicated land to that project. So there goes the African hate us meme.
Who said that? Who said Africans hate us? I never said that.
No, not you. I'm not saying. I'm saying that for the people that always like I said, the guy he mentioned, and Yvette Carnell and the rest of those crew, they have this thing that Africans can't stand us. Africans are trying to get African Americans over to their land because it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Most people can't leave Nigeria. The people who descended from slaves in Nigeria, and we're going to talk about them, they don't get to leave. Right? The Igbo get to leave and move around and do all kinds of stuff. So freed slaves in southern Nigeria are called Obu. Still face significant stigma. Igbo culture forbids them from marrying freeborn people and denies them traditional leadership titles such as Ize, Ozu. Okay, my father considers the Obu in our family a thorn in our side, constantly in opposition to our decisions. In the 1980s, during a land dispute with another family, two Obu families testified against us in court. They hate us, my father said. No matter how much money they have, they still have a slave mentality. My friend Ugo, whose family had a similar disagreement with this Obu members, told me the discussion is coming from all these people with borrowed blood. Right? I'm just going to give you a pregnant pause because I want to ask you a question. If this is how Nigeria treats their descendants of slaves, their own descendants of slaves, they have their own descendants of slaves in their own country. If this is how they treat their own descendants of slaves, how do you expect them to treat us as descendants of slaves in this country? How? It becomes very clear. It becomes very clear to me why there is such disrespect because listen, if you want a solution, let me give you a solution. The only people who can apply to come to this country from Nigeria are the Obu. I only want descendants of slaves in this country. So if you're Nigerian and you want to come here, I need you to be a descendant of a slave. Because that's the only way I have any hope of having any solidarity with you, because you have your own white people, although they have brown skin, and you and I have some bond, right? We can create a bond that doesn't exist, but we have a similar experience. So I need all them Obu descendants of slaves who you all Igbo treat like garbage. If anybody's gonna get an opportunity, now I'm not even saying you gonna get to come, but if anybody gets an opportunity to come here, it has to be them. I don't want you. I don't want you. Why does this country need more white people? You're white. Why does this country need more white privileged people who understand how to enslave people? I don't want you here. For what? So that you can, having sold me, then you can come and take what was the affirmative action and all the stuff that was built to make me whole. You sold me, came here and took the stuff that was intended to make me whole, and then you whisper behind my back to white people how I'm just not good enough because, X, Y, and Z. I'm just not what I need to be. I don't deserve no reparations. This is good enough.
totally reject this concept that the continental African and the African American is two separate, like, beings, like two separate entities. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Like there's just some fundamental difference between us. The only difference is the land that we was raised on.
Power of self-definition. And while we refuse to define ourselves, and while we refuse, these people have defined themselves as Igbo and all these different tribes and Yoruba and the Igbo. But when we define ourselves, when we say I'm Black American, I'm American Black, descendant of slave. Oh, you're being divisive. You're being xenophobic. Why are you being so exclusionary?
There's not honest players involved in the conversation. And if you're going to have a conversation and be productive, then you got to have honest players involved. There's a lot of dishonest, disingenuous players involved in the conversation. And I feel like Yvette Carnell is one of them.
White is not about melanin. Being white and how we have defined whiteness is about power and oppression in the world. In this country, it's about power and oppression. Please understand something. Please understand it's not about melanin. That's why an Indian can come over here and be just and be whiter than the rest of us, and he can be blue, black, and he can be whiter than everybody because he's not a descendant of a slave. He left his untouchables at home. Everybody got their untouchables. We're the untouchables in America, and we're bonding with the elite from Nigeria.
So their research is fine. I have a problem with their conclusion, and I have a problem with their anti-African sentiment. Because to me, that's counterproductive.
Exactly.
And it's unnecessary. Why are you going to war with African immigrants? Handle your business, dude.
She said they had shoes. She goes on to say, like, she said that her granddaddy not only sold people, kidnapped these people, her granddaddy also had his own slaves who he tied to a tree. He tied to a tree somewhere. So he had his own slaves who were tied to a tree. There was no opposition to slavery. She said that the chattel and stuff, the stuff for the slaves, like the chattel around their neck and arms, that her granddaddy had, not the white people, her great-grandpappy. Like the stuff that he had was passed down. The slavery, chains and stuff. If you, now here we go again, if a white person said the chains were passed down, the stuff that was used to transport your slave ancestors was passed down through my family, you'd be outraged. So that you can having sold me, then you can come and take what was the affirmative action and all the stuff that was built to make me whole. You sold me, came here and took the stuff that was intended to make me whole, and then you whisper behind my back to white people how I'm just not good enough because, you know, X, Y, and Z. I'm just not what I need to be. I don't deserve no reparations. This is good enough. It's a con game. It's a very long con game that's being played on us. I don't really hear a lot of people. I want you to think back. I don't hear many people who are Obu in America. I hear Igbo. I don't hear many people who say, oh, I'm Obu. I don't hear that. Saying you don't have brothers there or sisters anywhere, but they probably the descendants of slaves in that country. Okay, let's go to the next thing.
Yvette always talks about she's got the data and the research. I've never denied that they're very good with the data and the research, and she uses a lot of sources that I use, except that their conclusions are different than mine. Like they'll use the same sources that I use to show all of the hardships that we go through in America. But they use that to then turn around and say, see, that's the reason why we need to go to the government for money. I'm like, whoa, hold on.
Like we run around here selling plasma now because we ain't got no money. And she got family in all parts of the world. And then she jokes about, at one point she jokes to one of her cousins because they think they cursed because of slavery or some old weirdness. They just weird. And you just got to call it that. It's superstitious nonsense. You want to talk about, the kings and queens, gods and all this stuff. And they're just superstitious. They got to get together for some kind of meeting or prayer breakfast or whatever the weirdness they're getting it together to do. And they're saying that like, well, we're going to get all together. And she makes fun of one of the cousins and says, well, you're going to mix your breakfast. I know your breakfast is always ready for you when you walk downstairs. Understand that when she says that, She's not talking about his wife. I guarantee you, she's talking about a house servant. Because what they have is and I know this because I know my fair share of Nigerians who I helped in ways I can't even explain.
Troublesome nigga. Troublesome 19 motherfucking 96. Let it be known, nigga. Boss of all